This next game actually is one that I've had a problem with, although it's only something that I just considered thinking about recently, and it's Final Fantasy VII. What makes it like such a big deal? What actually made it as popular? I mean, sure we got the graphical changes, converting from like 16-bit to polygons and stuff. Uh, the music was good, the storyline, but what really made it all that it was? I mean, I actually stopped and thought about it because I was wondering, why is Final Fantasy VII so popular? I mean, in compared to other games, I mean, some people say that Final Fantasy VI is their favorite. Some say 10 is, but I was just wondering, why is that one like the most popular out of them all? And I'm not sure why. I mean, I thought about it. I mean, I just really have no idea. I mean, I really just said that Final Fantasy VII was a great game. I've never actually played it. Most I've ever done is with Kingdom Hearts and the movie Advent Children. But I mean, personally speaking, my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy IV. That's just mine because the story's great, the music's great, the characters, how everything's brought together. I mean, that was just gold to me. But I don't know. I mean, I can understand how Final Fantasy VII was popular, but remember years ago, back in like the PlayStation 1 era, there was this game that was called Spyro the Dragon. Purple Dragon, platformer game, great, classic, and even had like a few Game Boy Advance titles here and there. That was a good game. Then let's speed up the clock. It's now, I guess, 2011. There is a game called Skylanders. Now, question: what happened to Spyro the Dragon? I know this is a Spyro the Dragon game, but somewhere he got lost, and now we have this overinflated franchise. I mean, with I don't know what happened with them. I mean, where I mean, you have all these different figures and stuff. I understand the collectibles, but this is like a marketing scheme, Just we got all these different characters. You need to have these for this game, and it's a great game. I don't understand how it's. Well, I've never heard people talk about much, so I won't say popular. But where do they keep on getting this money to fund all this? I mean, a new expansion packs, and also that's another thing. The Disney Infinity. Why? Why? I mean, to a certain extent, I can somewhat agree with Nintendo's amiibos. Um, I can somewhat understand, and they're actually pretty guys for collectibles. I mean, you can only have so many of those. I mean, what, 40, 48 characters? Like, including the unlocked ones, excluding, like, your Mii's and stuff. But, oh, wow. I mean, I don't even see Spyro the Dragon on the cover of the games, and I'm wondering, Spyro's dead now, basically. I mean, they killed Spyro with these Skylanders and these little figures and stuff. I mean, he's gone. That one nice good platformer. Well, now that I've gotten all that off my chest, I'm just gonna mention three games that I feel were overhyped and didn't live up to their expectation. And you don't really hear, like I said, there is the one game I mentioned, but the other two you don't really hear much about them. And the first one is going to be Zelda Dynasty Warriors. Now that was a game that was overhyped, I feel, and people were talking about the great next Zelda game. Now, personally speaking, I didn't like it because in what Zelda game do you not play as Link? I mean, you're playing as everyone. I mean, you play as Link, but you're playing as everyone. I mean, that shouldn't be happening. This is a Zelda game. I know they're borrowing from that Dynasty Warriors or whatever, but why? Why do we have to make it some sort of. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I know they're making, and goodness they're making this, but they're making a new Zelda game, which is going to be traditional, which is the way it should be. Although, personally speaking, Hyrule Warriors is on my list of games to get for the Wii U. Next game is going to be Middle Earth: Shadows of Mordor. And I know I just mentioned that not that long ago, but I feel that's another game. And to be honest, I wasn't happy about the game because, again, I have Lord of the Rings, and then you bring open this new plot. I mean, I can understand for Battle for Middle Earth, and I yeah, that's pretty much it. And like the movie licensed games, but this game where it's like, oh my god, he's gonna go kill Sauron. Really? Have you not read? Yeah, I just didn't like it. But yeah, I mean, after it came out, not you didn't really hear much about it. I mean, it just didn't live up to its hype. I mean, I've heard people talking about it coming out, but then you know, I don't really hear anyone talking about it too much. So, last game is Destiny. Now, I know some people are probably thinking, "What? You're hating Destiny? How could you?" But yeah, I mean, that's a game that actually I've actually seen some, conflicts. I mean, in reviews that I've read for the game, some people were like really disappointed in it because the story mode was very meh, and it was kind of repetitive. That's what I've heard. The missions and stuff, I haven't played it, but you know, the commercials, those seemed nice and interesting, but I don't know. I mean, they are releasing a new DLC for a story expansion pack, but no, meh. But yeah, it just didn't seem like it lived up to its expectation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's it for all today. I might have a new video coming up this week. I'm not sure what that's gonna be, but stay tuned. Like the video, comment whether you agree or disagree, and subscribe, share it. Yeah, that's it. So,
I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me.